I went from living like monks, living out back of the trunk, to pockets of fat with the mumps, pockets of fat like the clubs. Now I am living like Trump, now I am living like Trump. Mimosas and posas, mimosas, samosa, mimosas, samosa, the Morris Costa Nostra. Pulling up in Testarossa, we charging the debt, discharging the debt, discharging the debt, recharging the jet. Swipers on deck, ciphers on deck, ciphers on deck, wipers on deck, wipers on deck. My life is on check, my life is on check, my life is on tubes, my life is a Jew, my life is on you, my wife is on two, my wife is on two. I'm going for 3, you know it is me. Bread is the pillar, the jet is my pillar.
Peace, family. Welcome to another episode of Underground Railroad Productions. Y'all see what he doing? You see how he start out the show? So if he get hype, y'all know why he gonna be.
I mean, you already know, Brother Rich, that we turned up with the wellness.
Indeed,
wellness
indeed.
Salute, family. We have to have our greens daily.
Welcome back.
Boost our immune system, Brother Rich, to talk to our cells and have our cells charge, fresh oxygen to our brain. For the sisters, a powerful charged alkaline womb. For the brothers, a powerful alkaline oxygenated chlorophyll prostate, so we can produce and function at our highest and wisest. Wellness Salute, family.
Indeed.
Oh yes.
Welcome back, brother. Ain't seen you in a little while.
Brother, I've been out in the elements, but I have returned. The mothership connection is here. Wellness Salute Almighty.
Indeed, indeed. You recently gave me a video of yours. What was the name of it?
It's called Holistic Wellness for the Hip Hop Generation.
Holistic Wellness for the Hip Hop Generation.
Yes.
What I want to talk to you today about, I was just watching an interview with Wesley Muhammad, Dr. Wesley Muhammad. He was on a Breakfast Club, and he was talking about the state of hip-hop and how we celebrate the wrong things in hip-hop. Right. So I seen your video and you crumbling up the cigarettes and throwing the beer bottles down and all that, and I said, you know, that's kind of similar to what SupaNova was conveying in his video. Yeah. So I want to touch on that to continue to, you know, repetition is the best teacher. Yeah. Yeah. So to continue to deliver that message in terms of us praising the wrong thing. Even Floyd Mayweather, a couple of weeks ago, he said something about Future in terms of, not Future, I don't know if he singled out Future, but he talked about how we've become the drug users in our music. Yeah, yeah. So, and a lot of people...
Mainly the Molly Percocet songs.
Molly, that's one of the biggest songs of the summer, Mask Off, and the hook is Molly Percocet, Molly Percocet. Right. So... let's talk about that, my brother, because it's to the point now where we need some scientists. We need brilliance. We need brothers and sisters that's in the academia. We need brothers and sisters that's in the holistic health. Yeah. We need geniuses in our culture. Right. And as long as we continue to praise the wrong things, I don't see that happening on that level that we need it. So SupaNova, what do you say if you was around Future? Because we don't want to be judgmental here. But if you're around a rapper like Future or these other rappers and they got songs Molly Percocets and they say SupaNova is just entertainment, what message would you have for the brothers or the sisters that put these messages out to our people and tell you that it's just entertainment?
I would say to them, rest in peace, Jay Dilla. Rest in peace, Guru. Rest in peace, Phife Dawg. Rest in peace, Heavy D. Rest in peace, Big Punisher. Rest in peace, MC Ren. Rest in peace, Nate Dogg. And presently, Mobb Deep's greatest, rest in peace, Prodigy. That's what I would say to the black man that is on the frequency of Percocet and Molly. Now, Brother Rich, the situation is in a state of emergency, okay? And right now, because of the Percocet and Molly culture, there's young people from the ages of 15 to 18 that are using black market Viagra to get an erection because the little young brothers is popping pills so much they can't even get erection no more. I wouldn't even imagine when I was that age if I could not get my my blood flowing properly in my manhood and really feeling like I was connected to myself. And so the fact that the culture, there's a soundtrack to our death. And we love because we love the rhythm of our death. We love the soundtrack, the mantra of our death. It's all a situation that you have to decide. Are you going to purify or are you going to die? I opened up with a rest in peace to my brothers because these are pioneers in the hip-hop community that we lost. All within the last 15 to 20 years. And none of these brothers were 50. Wow. They were all in their 40s. And so 40 is the new senior citizen age in the hip-hop community.
Oh, wow. Wow,
that's how we're accelerating our demise. We may not even be able to get past the 40s because of the Molly Percocet frequency. The reason why I wanted you to put up the song Holistic Wellness for the Hip Hop Generation. I did that song in 2003. Wow. That Holistic Wellness for the Hip Hop Generation was written in 2003, and I was speaking about it then. Because recently we lost Poetic from Gravediggers. He died of colon cancer. We lost, Big Punisher to obesity. And I was foreseeing, because there was a lot of MCs in the game at the time. I was aware that Prodigy was dealing with sickle cell, and Brother Foul March and DMX, chronic asthma. And Missy Elliott, she had issues around that time that she was able to overcome because she changed her lifestyle. So, in 2003, I did a film, Brother Rich, called Holistic Wellness for the Hip Hop Generation that inspired that song. And it was just testimonials supported by the likes of Common, Erykah Badu, Dead Prez, Brother Steele from Boot Camp Click, Dr. Africa. It was produced by my mother, Queen Afua. And it was called Holistic Wellness for the Hip Hop Generation because we wanted to put out a message of empowerment to our generation that when Bill Clinton was on Oprah around that time, he told Oprah that our generation would be the first generation where our parents would be burying us. With him, he'll be burying the kids. So he was saying the baby boomers will be burying their kids. They won't. And he was saying that if we don't have changed the tenacity and focus of our health experience and really revalue ourselves and invest in ourselves, we'll be the first generation that will max out at 50. Okay, so that's the late 70 babies, 80s babies, 90 babies, and the 1,000 babies. Now, the 1,000 babies, the problem with them is that they might not even get to 40s, because anytime you have a situation where you have a young men popping Viagra on the black market at 15 years old because they have problems getting erections, that means the reproduction is compromised. And we have to understand the powers that be want to dominate with population control anyway. So it's all by design that, we're at a point where black and Latino young men cannot get an erection at 15, 16 years old. That's a serious thing. But it's also serious is now our young people as early as ages 10 is being diagnosed with type 2 adult diabetes. And that's because the processed sugar, which I deem and call sugar crack. I have a song that I'll send you soon, Brother Rich, called Sugar Crack, where we talk about the biochemical structure of the sugar crack. It has the same reaction in the body. What it does is cuts off oxygen flow from the blood to the brain. So you get all hyped up and pumped up, and then you get right, and so. The sugar crack is that situation over 20, 30 years being pushed as one of the most wickedest drugs on the planet before you get to Molly Percocet. Right. See, Molly Percocet was actually in a realm cradled by its predecessor, what came before it, right? And so the sugar crack created an environment that it can cradle the mask off, okay? It can cradle the mask off. So the processed white sugar naturally comes from sugar cane, Brother Rich, right? And when you take it out of its environment and you isolate it and you heat it up, that's when it becomes an addictive substance, kind of like crack cocaine, okay? You heat it up, the heating process makes it addictive, okay? And so our brothers and sisters are not in control of their bloodstream anymore. Their bloodstreams have been compromised. Their immune systems have been compromised. Their cells are being compromised. When you talk to someone, you're talking to someone that has been jacked. You're talking to someone that has been, whose body does not belong to them. The body snatchers have got them, And so what you said was key in the beginning of this program is that we have to be persistent with repetition. And this is why, when I come on the platform and I'm blessed to share with you all, Black Magic 363 is the motivation and inspiration, and using the wellness ministry to pretty much counter what the toxins are doing in your consciousness on a conscious level. If your mind starts to vibrate at a higher conscious level, then you take foods that complement the high vibratory frequency. What happens is the consciousness of our people is so low that the sugar crack, right, and the Molly Percocet are cradled within the consciousness of our people, because that's the level we're at. That's not the level we're deemed to stay at, but that's the level that we're acceleratingly in our demise. So when I sent you the video, and we shot the video, you know, the song is 14 years old, but the message is still today. You know, the video is 4 years old, but the message is still today. Because Prodigy, rest in peace, died 3 days ago, and I said I got to get this Brother Rich out ASAP, just so that people can just see, you know, and understand that you know, the hook goes, see, they want to keep us numb with the alcohol and drugs, ain't enough, so they dumbing down the foods to keep us dumb. Nutricide in our bodies and our minds purify. Holistic wellness for the hip-hop generation. See, I'm talking to you G's and MCs in these streets. Listen up, they put disease in these foods to keep us weak, drugs to keep us asleep, but liberation is what we need, right? And so that's the mantra that subconsciously that I'm planning in. It's not an overtly where we're saying that when they hear the song and they hear it, they just automatically convert. What we're doing is we're being intentful with planting these seeds, because we're waging war against the sugar crack. We're waging war against their bodies being confiscated, their cells not belonging to them anymore, and them feeling like they want to get up out of their bodies because their bodies are not foreign to them. You know, and that's what the numbing does. That's what the Molly Percocet mask off culture does. And so that's the only thing I could say to Future in the likes of, because I don't want to attack my brother, but to have an open dialogue. I'm pretty sure that all of them, no matter how deaf, dumb, and blind they are, they understand that even to be an MC and to tour the world in front of thousands of people day in, day out, and be in and out the studio, your body has to have stamina. And has to be at a powerful space and state to be able to have endurance. So what the crazy thing of the irony is, Brother Rich, most of these entertainers, when you strip down the party facade, are living like us on the low. Because you cannot, you know, be able to sustain yourself and having, you know, 200, 300 dates, you know, night after night. You know what I'm saying? And then in and out the recording studios, and then shooting video shoots. Look, and then on Molly Percocet. So it's almost like your audience is being dumbed down, but the entertainer, you know, he or she has to make a choice. You will not, you know, you will not be able to have longevity. Now, you probably can indulge and go even more crazy than them, but the longevity to have a longevitive career. When you look at people like how, you know, we lost Michael Jackson, Prince, and Whitney Houston, right? As far as, you know, rock and roll, pop culture, music. But then you say, damn, the Rolling Stones are still here. Like, the Rolling Stones is older than everybody, and they still touring. So what is Keith Richards and Mick Jagger doing in their personal lives to be in their 80s still doing world tours? You know, and Mick Jagger still shaking and jumping like this that he did in the 60s. You know what I'm saying? And probably even more turned up. So if we begin to, Brother Rich, bring the inspiration and the wellness ministry to our people in a very consistent way, of not talking down, but using them as tools to motivate them to look more into themselves, to take a personal responsibility to invest in yourself. Okay. Now, when we talk about the processed white sugar, the reason why you're overindulging in the processed white sugar, because something in your life is sour. And you're overcompensating eating the sweets to try to get your life sweet. And so you become an addictive addict to the sweet. And all it's doing is cutting the oxygen flow to the brain. Now, the reason why we are really heavy on the super mega greens and the chlorophyll foods, the liquid foods, the plant proteins, is that the chlorophyll plant proteins take back the oxygen flow traveling from the blood into the brain. So everything that opposite that the processed white sugar and processed foods take away, the greens restores. So we're talking about restorative practices, okay? But food is not only what you put inside and chew. Sex is food. Thoughts is food. So whatever you put inside you, make sure it's beneficial, nutritious, new, and helpful, because the opposite will kill you quicker. So we know we're all going to leave, Brother Rich, out of this body one day. But why should we leave with death and disease? You know, we should be able to live our lives with full optimum expression and be able to, you know, maximize our time and space here, you know, and not be cut down 30, 40 years because of poor dietary habits. And we're taking on the gravitational pull of the toxic environment around us. And so this is what the hip hop generation is faced with. We're at a crossroads. You know, we have a body count. We officially have a hip hop body count. And it's not based on, respectfully, police killing these MCs, and it's not based on gangbangers killing these MCs. It's based on health disparities. And that's the real talk, you know what I'm saying, as far as the hip-hop culture goes.
Why do you feel, you know, I was listening to Jay-Z the other day. He, well, first of all, he bailed fathers out on Father's Day.
Come on, we have to salute. We have to, brothers and sisters, you know, again, so when we do gestures of awesome and amazing, Brother Rich, we have to salute brothers and sisters at the awesome and amazing.
Indeed. That's powerful. Salute to Jay for that. So I see how he took, and he's talking, you know, he did an interview after that saying how we all should be involved in social change and talking about social injustices going on in the country right now. I listen to him, he's older. I listened to Dame Dash saying that, you know, at an older age, him saying that some of the things he did when he was young in his 20s, he wouldn't do now, as far as pouring champagne on women. You know, remember the big pimping videos and pouring the champagne on a woman and all that? I listened to, what's this dude named Manny Fresh say if he could do it over again, he might not have done that era of bling bling. He might have did it a little different. So these brothers at an older age is singing a different tune from what they were singing in their 20s. What I want to ask you is, why do you think it takes, if it is true, it seems like it takes the black man so long to mature? Even when it comes to his woman, you know, he don't get it till he's about 40 or something like that. Why do you think, you know, and we celebrate the wrong things, and we had examples of people that messed up before us, but we still ain't go and do that and repeat the same mistakes that our fathers and our grandfathers or grandmothers made? Why does it seem that it's taking so long for us to mature and to realize the proper thing to celebrate within our culture?
Value. When the people don't value themselves, right, and they don't feel that they are worthy of such daily gesture of empowerment, then they depreciate. They depreciate in body, mind, and spirit. So you're dealing with the people who are so valuable, who the whole world recognizes their value, and you're dealing with the people that were the first global exchange. You're dealing with the people that were the first that set off the global economy. But they, with all of that being outside exploited, they as a collective have not necessarily tapped into, we are truly the golden ones, and we're worthy to build on that value. So what we're talking about, Brother Rich, when we have these programs and these builds in this channel, is focusing on reestablishing the conversation around value, you know, and letting brothers and sisters know that now is the time to step up to the challenge. The example is before us, you know, and sometimes it takes, you know, your brother next to you passing from something, you know, and you know, Big Mama dying, or, you know, or you finding out that you're diagnosed with some, you know, stuff to say, you know what, I have to make a change and shift. Losing Prodigy, we've been having a body count for the last, you know, 15, almost 20 years in hip-hop culture. Prodigy leaving a few days ago, people knew that he was, you know, he was dealing with this for many years. But him leaving, I think it really hit home even deeper to a lot of people, you know, and so key thing you said again, brother, the power word is repetition. That's a very powerful word, because see, repetition can be used to build you up, or it can be used to tear you down, you know, and our adversaries have used repetition, and they have economically invested in repetition to take us down, right? And so I'm not distracted, Brother Rich, by their repetition, but I am invested in ours. I'm committed in ours, Brother Rich, right? And what I did was, the minute I found out our brother Prodigy passed, I hit the gym, and I was on a treadmill for 45 minutes running in his honor. I played shook ones.
That's what's up.
And I said, I'm not a shook one.
That's what's up.
Okay, I'm an amazing one. I'm a powerful one. So I didn't just pour out no liquor for him and light the blunt. like the L. And this is for my nigga Prodigy. I said, no, Prodigy would want me to live a vast, powerful life. Prodigy left a powerful body of work. He lived a powerful life in the midst of his sickness. And so what he would want his people to do in action, respectfully of his past and physically, is to be even more powerful and to overcome whatever they're dealing with on a personal level or global level. Because he talked about it in his music, you know, he talked about that. And even Brother Stickman from Dead Press shared with the people, and he shared with me that, you know, Brother Prodigy has made strides over the years to try to focus on changing his diet and bettering himself. You know, of course, you know, we all have the gravitational pull of our own lower selves that we have to get over. Sometimes it takes us back into repetitious bad habits. But he was trying to make efforts to change and transform himself in a more holistic light. So what I did was, Brother Rich, I told everybody, let's, in honor of our brother and all fallen heroes in the hip-hop community, let's start the Prodigy Challenge. And the Prodigy Challenge is over the next 7 days, wherever you may be, make a wellness commitment to yourself. Okay? Now, some people have the tenacity and the strive to do things alone, Brother Rich, and we want to continue to salute you to forge ahead and be the example for us out here. But many people have an excuse of, you know, they just got too much things going on. So my challenge to you all, my wellness challenge to you all in honor of Brother Prodigy, the Prodigy Challenge, is to find an accountability partner. Get some of the brothers and sisters that are on YouTube, that are on the social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and start a run together, you know. Start a juicing experience, you know what I'm saying? Get on your mega greens together, you know what I'm saying? And start doing things in the community level. It could just be 2 or 3 people at a time, just to be accountable to each other, getting to the goals that you say you want to commit to. And I think that would be a powerful way to honor Brother Prodigy and all fallen heroes in the hip-hop community and current brothers and sisters who are not speaking out, that are dealing with current health disparities, you know, who are part of the Molly Percocet culture and who may be too embarrassed and too alpha in their demeanor to share that they're really internally breaking down. And so we don't want to break down the spirit of those brothers and sisters, but we want to build them up. And so for the next 7 days, brothers and sisters, however you see fit, your martial arts, your cardio, your resistance training, your combination of all, you know, really focusing on your dietary, nutritional vibration. And like I said, look at food like this. Food is medicine. When you start to shift your consciousness and have a better value of thinking of yourself, your food should be a reflection of your thoughts. So when you put something in your mouth, it should be able to give you so much energy and charge that you feel like you can conquer your day. Just your day. Don't think about tomorrow, next week. Just say, wow, this wonderful, you know, swig of this alkaline water and these greens, I feel like I'm motivated and powerful, you know what I'm saying, for what I have to, the task I got to do. Gives yourself time and patience and go task by task. And if you need an accountability partner, I would say, you know, reach out to a close friend, family member, or somebody you may not know that may be into the culture you're into, as far as being getting better culture, right? And by working with others, striving towards goals, that will motivate you to get your goals, okay? And that's what we should be putting out here in honor of the young people still dealing with these health disparities, Brother Rich, and they still masking off, and they still Molly Percocet. So, you know, I commend Manny Fresh and Dame Dash and those that are making strides to be examples now, even though when they were in their youth, they were void of that, because they probably didn't have those examples. You know what I'm saying? You know, our generation, their parents were dealing with hypertension and dealing with cancer and prostate cancer and those type of things. So, you know, when they got their money, this is how they manifested to celebrate. One thing you can look at affluent, luxurious Caucasian people and observe is that they value themselves, not only aesthetically, matter of fact, even more internally. They make a commitment to do their physical training. They make a commitment for their exercise. They make a commitment to have the right foods. They make a commitment for their kids to have the right foods. Their whole thing is quality, because they want to sustain their race and their culture and their ethnicity to move forward. And they know that the only way to do that, they have to fuel themselves the right way, right? So I feel that, you know, those who have been here long on the planet, right, you can look at other pockets of ethnicities and see, well, what are they doing really right now from a cultural level and a community level to sustain themselves and to kind of bypass the hypertension? Why now when you look at diabetes, it has a black or brown face to it? When you look at asthma, it has a black and brown face, right? When you look at, prostate health and colon cancers and womb ovarian tumors. I had one of my clients, my young lady clients, she was 23 and she had her womb removed. Come on. Then another sister, she was 27 and, she had her womb removed. These are sisters in their 20s having their wombs removed. And so they can't have kids because of tumors. And the tumors come from the fried foods and the meats. You know what I'm saying? And all of those pesticides and all of those chemicals that are festering inside that environment, is allowing them to have a internal situation that is depreciated, okay? And it's the same epidemic with our young brothers who are at 15 and 16 years old, and they have to take Viagra in order to have an erection because they've been popping so many drugs, okay? So I'm not here to scare anybody, but I am here to say that we are in a state of emergency, okay? And I want to empower you today that you have what it takes, brother and sister, wherever you may be. Everybody that is part of our Black Magic 363 community, please know that over the next 7 days, you can make the steps to transform your life. And we're not talking about what you didn't do yesterday, what you didn't do last week, and this year came in and you made a pledge for yourself, a New Year's resolution, you fell off. Then get back on, brother and sister. Wherever you may be, get back on. Turn on and show the example for our young people coming up. What a good 30-year-old looks like, a strong 30-year-old. I'm 40 years old right now, 40 years old strong, okay? And this is how I fuel myself. So when young people see me and I do my martial arts, I do my resistance training, I'm a vegan bodybuilder, and they say, damn, brother, you're strong, you look solid. And then now I'm able to, share my principles with them, and now they can for themselves, they can, take what they need and what they don't need, put it to the side and use some of that example to be powerful for themselves. And we just have to empower each other to push forward. So I would encourage you all, if you all out there, throwing it up for our brother Prodigy and Mobb Deep, if you're going to put the songs on, if you're going to put the Quiet Storm on with Kim and all of that, and Shook Ones and, Godfather Part 3, then, hey, what I need you to do is while you're playing the soundtrack and hearing P's voice, do something physical, do something spiritual. Challenge yourself to finish that book you said you was going to commit, or even write the book you were going to commit. And make sure anything, any water, any vegetables, any fruits, any greens, anything you put in your body, may it be a libation towards honoring the value you are, brother and sister. You are gold, you are mighty, you are awesome, you are amazing, and you are unstoppable. And you will not, from this moment, be a casualty to death and disease in the hip-hop generation. In honor of our ancestors, I claim as a witness to our mighty ancestors who were able to fight in the midst of opposition and being in prison. They kept fighting, so you do not let cancer kill you. You do not let ovarian cancer take you out, prostate cancer take you out, asthma take you out, hypertension take you out. You are stronger than any man-made disease or any depreciated disease based upon low-value foods and low-value consciousness. So in this moment, brother and sister, I want you to raise your spirit up and your mind and your power. Raise you mighty race and accomplish what you will. And that's Ashe to Marcus McGarvey. Okay, and we want to salute Marcus Garvey. We want to salute the RBG spirit of our ancestors. The red is for the blood of our family. The black is for the original intent. And the green is for the vegetation, the resources that we need to sustain it all. Wellness salute, Brother Rich.
In terms of our culture, and I really like the way you just broke that down, my brother. In terms of our culture, at what point, I remember just growing up, I've always heard black people say, like, you got your greens there. There's people in our culture that'll say that's some white shit. Go to Whole Foods, people will say that's some white shit. You say, brother, I'm getting ready to meditate. There's our people will say, there's a group of our people that say that's some white shit. Right. You could say, I'm getting ready to do yoga. There's a group of our people that say that's some white shit and that's some gay shit. It seems like a lot of things that are beneficial if you talk a certain way. Right. and you read, and you're an avid reader, and you use certain words to explain yourself, and you have a, you know, a big vocabulary, there's a group of our people would say, that's some white shit, he's talking like some, you know, whatever. At what point did all of this stuff, being a vegan is some white shit, meditating, being educated, drinking water that has a high pH in it, walking a certain way, at what point did all of this become quote unquote white-ish in our community? When did you think this started to happen? Reading a book or whatever?
Well, that was post the Black Power era, okay, in the 60s, what they call the civil rights era, or the uprising era. This is when, you know, 70s to the cocaine in the late 70s, early 80s, into the crack cocaine. And that conversation created an environment, because now when you look at your mother and she's, you know, strung out, and, you know, my father was addicted to crack cocaine. So people see one side of me. They see my mother, Queen Afua. They see my two stepfathers, Baba Heru, Samaj, and my other stepfather at the time, Reverend Valentine, Phil Valentine. And so they say, oh, well, he has everything on point. But the other side of my birth father was dealing with crack cocaine issues, right? So the environment of, like I said, depreciated value. The most valuable people on the planet are depreciated. So that whole consciousness of, you know, getting rich off of the death and destruction of your people. That was the whole hustler mentality that we had to adapt and adjust to survive, right? Well, at least, you know, from the 80s, 90s, and thousands, the young people took on that. And, you know, you came up based upon the backs of your people being depreciated. So that came up out of that, about white shit. But the thing about it is that everything that they're talking about is white shit was created by us. With original teachers. So, you know, what happens is what you call white shit is the white folks took our sciences and started mastering it and running, and took in the ball and running with it. You know? So we started it, we set it off, and they maintained it. And it became so foreign from us that we thought it was somebody else's stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so we think meditating is foreign to us. And we started the science of meditation, the science of calming one's spirit to master yourself, so you can, in your subjective mind, so when you're in your objective space, you can have more power. How is that white or black? That's just, you should be a powerful being. Knowing that if you fuel your luxury vehicle called your body with crud oil, you ain't gonna run nowhere. I don't know how that's a black and white thing, but if you put some in your luxury vehicle called your human body, and you put alkaline, living, selling foods to charge your cells and to charge you so you can function properly, then you are in a more powerful state to move and to be productive. So we have to, Brother Rich, challenge and bang on that consciousness. Rest in peace, Prodigy. I said it, Ashe. Rest in peace, Jay Dilla. I said it, Ashe. Rest in peace, Fight Dog. I said it, Ashe. Rest in peace, Nate Dogg, who had 3 heart attacks. I said it, Ashe. Rest in peace, Heavy D. I said it, Ashe. Rest in peace, Poetic. I said it, Ashe. Rest in peace, Big Pun. I said it, Ashe. The most gangster thing you can do is defend your body, mind, and spirit from being taken over from death and disease. You ain't no gangster. You can't squeeze no triggers with arthritis in your fingers, soldier. You can't get it up when it's time for sex. Cancer's in your organ, man. I know that can't feel good. All that drinking, drugging, and junking took away your manhood. Health is an issue, Holmes, when our lungs collapse in and we can no longer feed our fam off the art of rapping. Come on. Revolution is in the healing. In order to change the world, we got to change us, Brother Rich. Change from within, that's where it all begins. Because right now, our stomachs are being held hostage by these drugs masquerading as foods. Biochemically designed and refined to control our minds, making us all mutated drones prone to self-destruction. But by expelling these poisonous toxins, we'll excavate our true healing. Because food, again, like I said, food is not only what you put inside and chew. Thoughts is food. Sex is food. So whatever you put inside you, make sure it's beneficial, nutritionally, and helpful. Because the opposite would kill you. It's by death and design that you would mantra, it's some white shit. Ain't nothing more gangster than the liberation of our people and the health and wellness of our people. Health is gangster, period. Because you can't do, because your enemy, who you claim is your enemy, they training every day. They at the range every day. They wives is at the range. They wives is doing Pilates and exercising and resistance training. Their kids is shooting targets from 2 miles away at 5 and 6 years old. Their kids is drinking alkaline water and having their greens daily. And they ain't having prostate problems like you. Or reproductive problems like you. So they're reproducing superhuman metaphysical kids with the consciousness to take you over. Metahumans. Powerful sperm that's charged, and they clear what they're doing with your sciences. They reading your books. They master your Quran. They master your Bible. They master the book of Enoch. They master the Perth and Root and Gear, the book for coming forth by day. They mastered that, and they applying what they master. They're not even debating. They applying it. You debating and hating and waiting, and all they doing is moving and shaking. When I say hello, you debating, hating, and waiting. And all they doing is moving and shaking. No excuse wellness. This is a no excuse wellness address, brother. Our people are sick. I'm tired of seeing our soldiers out here sick like this, man. You know how many gangbangers come to me straight up and say, brother, I'm not going to die from no bullet. This asthma's killing me. Gangster killing niggas. This asthma's killing me, brother. You got something to help me with this asthma? Thugs. Yo, brother, man, I can't even feel my fingers no more, man. I got this, my joints is jacked up. Because they hold the alpha presence, but inside they dying, brother Rich. Inside they in pain, but they too prideful to reach out for help. But when they do have the spark of pride to say, you know what, I'm going to shine beyond the pride, I'm going to reach out, they come to me, they inbox me all the time. Yo, brother, can you get some of them greens, or can they help me with my joints? Can they help me? These are straight homies in the street. Right now in Crown Heights, I got homies, I got blood homies on the goddamn greens. G-Shine blood homies in the East Coast. I got G-Stone Crips on the greens. I got straight gangbangers. So it's beyond the conscious, so-called conscious community. I got brothers in the street because they tired of being sick. Brother Rich, I'm tired of it. I got straight homies telling me they tired of it. Thugs, like, yo, I'm tired of not feeling I got mind control of my body. So we have to highlight and salute those that are doing the work. Like we're saying, salute to Brother Jay-Z, saluting brothers that were locked up. We got to salute each other when we're doing the work. And we got to ride for each other, Brother Bitch. We got to stop making excuses. Well, what they doing? Let's observe what they doing. Study, master, and then bomb first. That's what your enemy did. Like Tupac said, rest in peace. Plan, plot, strategize, and bomb first. That's what they did on you. They planned, they plot, they strategized, they watch and observe you for years, many years. Became your devoted student. They bowed down at your feet. Before you knew it, you was out of here. You ever seen the Shaka Zulu movie? I did years ago, and those Caucasian guys came there at first to conquer, but then they started to study Shaka and worship him and then started fighting with him. They started fighting alongside of him, and they started to observe him. But at the end of the day, they belonged to the crown of the queen or the king that sent them over there, right? So they were the perfect, patrons and saluting and supporting them. But guess what happened? Shaka ended up taking himself goddamn out. And what they do? Going back to Europe with all that observation, and they pass it on to their peoples. We have to pass it on, Brother Rich. And this is what we want to continue to inspire you to do. Pass it on, brothers and sisters. Get up out those comments and get to activation. You know what I'm saying? Look for yourself to be the light of the way in the midst of the darkness. You have the power to light the way in the midst of the darkness. I'll say it again. You have the power to light the way in the midst of the darkness, brother and sister. You are the illuminate one before the Illuminati. You are the shining being, the dweller in light. Okay? Feed light. You know what I'm saying? Get with other tribe members that are doing productive work. They always say that the most wealthy people and successful people, Brother Rich, in the world only socialize with others doing the similar work. Right? So we must start to pick out. My challenge for you all in this week, 7 days, I'm saying to them, Brother Rich, is partner with brothers and sisters that are striving to be not pessimists and not making excuses, but are committed to work on themselves. Find an accountability partner in this cyberspace. Everybody got all these followers, and what are we doing with them? Let's put them to work. Everybody got followers. Everybody got all the likes and the followers and all the comments and how many likes you got, how many comments you got. Listen, let's put the brothers and sisters, let's put the likes to work. Put the comments to work. Let's put them to action. Like another action I'm going to tell them this week is, listen, we still need more of you to join us at Black Magic 363 on our Patreon page. We've been telling you, brothers and sisters, come and support this platform. Okay? I know that you love the uploads that Brother Rich does when we have Blue Pill and Red Pill here. I know you'll feel motivated when our beloved Professor Griff speaks, and many other brothers and sisters on the platform. So we need you to join us, and I'll challenge you all to get at least 1 or 2 people that you can nominate to join with you. Because all you got followers, all you got likes. Just one. If we have 100 of you nominate 1 or 2 people to join with you, then we're building our community, okay? And Brother Richard has so many powerful things that he wants to do throughout this rest of this year, into next year, in a live experience. We want to include you all, and we want to make it beyond just being a talking head talking to you, but we want to be able to, be your accountable partner with you and give you deep, more concentrated information that you can use as tools in your daily life to be your powerful, most awesome, and wonderful selves. So please, brothers and sisters, just to that charge, make sure you join our Patreon page. Yes, please. I want to thank everybody who has joined already. Shout out to the brother Aaron Ramesses.
Salute family.
The brother with the book, the Weird Negro. He supports heavy. And yeah, the support is definitely needed. And to continue this independent media, the message that we deliver is one that's not, accepted a lot in the mainstream media. So we want to keep it as real and keep it as independent as possible. So definitely the link should be in the description bar. Sign up to the Patreon page. If you can't, sign up to the make a donation to PayPal. But support is definitely needed and necessary. My challenge to the people, you close this out. You're closing this out on such a high note, and I want the people to, after this interview, to turn off their electronic devices and go meditate for just 5 minutes, because we always say we're too busy. Right. We're too busy for everything important. But after this, we always talk about being an alchemist. Use this adrenaline rush that SupaNova just provided for all of us. Take that energy that SupaNova just awakened in all of us and use it in meditation. Yes. Whatever, if you talk to God, Allah, Buddha, whatever you do, the universe, ancestors, whatever word you use, but use this energy that SupaNova just provided for hundreds of thousands of us and use it to benefit you. And that's what you got to do. That's us being alchemists. And whatever answer, whatever question you have, the answer will come. It will definitely come. But that's my challenge to the people. Can I add to that challenge? Yeah. Brothers and sisters, Brother Rich is totally right. I would say yes, go into your quiet space. And don't think about yesterday. Don't even think about the future. Just be present with yourself in the moment. And you make sure that you don't want to be slouched. We talked about the last program. You want to make sure that you're sitting nice and erect like an antenna so you can receive. And you're sending your from your spine up into spinal column up into your crown chakra. You're just breathing and visualizing your energy moving up and down and clearing your space. Find a power word that you resonate with. Superb, extraordinary, vainglorious, victorious, right? Magnanimous, excellent. And visualize you becoming the physical and body, mind, and spirit of that word. See it moving like a cascading wave throughout your consciousness as you breathe in. You hold that word, victorious, exhale. You breathe in excellence. Hold it. Exhale it. Visualize the excellence moving through your cells and regenerating your organs, and wherever there may be pain in your body. If you have pain, sisters, in your chest, and brothers, pain in your legs and your joints, you want to send the energy and the intent into that area and breathe out the pain. Inhale light there and then let the pain go. So I just wanted to add that extra caveat to your charge, Brother Rich, for the family. Indeed. On that note, we signing out, family.
Make sure you go to SupaNova website. SupaNova, no, it's Super Mega Greens.
www.supermegagreens.com. SupaMega Greens.com. And stay tuned because we Brother Rich, we're gonna have some wonderful discounts for the family coming forward. So definitely stay tuned for the family that are all activating on Black Magic 363 family. That's www.supermegagreens.com.
Indeed. Also, make sure you sign up to the Patreon page. Stay tuned. We got a lot coming for you for the rest of the year. July 8th, you're gonna be in.
I'm gonna be at the family reunion.
Right.
Cause brother, it's a family affair. It's a family affair. Yes.
Indeed.
One child grows up to be somebody just love to learn, and another child grows up to be somebody just want to learn. Mom loves the both of them. You see, it's in the blood. Both kids are good to mama. Blood is thicker than the mud. It's a family affair. Shout out to the House of Consciousness and all of our family. It's a family affair. I love y'all.
Peace.
Peace, family.
Peace, family. This is Brother Rich from UGR, urging all my viewers and subscribers to help support the channel by donating just $1 to the UGR PayPal account. We appreciate the viewership and support, and we understand the power of $1. If you benefit in any way, shape, or form, we ask that you donate $1, whether it be monthly, bi-monthly, quarterly, or yearly, so that we can build our brand to compete with the NBCs, the MTVs, and the Foxes of the world. I figure since Kanye could ask Mark Zuckerberg for $1 billion, I can ask my subscribers to donate $1 so I could make the best possible content possible. The main objective of this channel is to inspire you to become the greatest version of yourself. So hopefully throughout the years of you watching this program, you have been inspired to become the greatest version of yourself. If you would like to donate, you could go to www.paypal.com and send a donation to richandmerit7@yahoo.com. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your program.
I went from living like monks, living out back of the trunk, to pockets of fat with the mums, pockets of fat like the clubs. Now I am living like Trump, now I am living like Trump. Mimosas and mimosas, mimosas, samosa, mimosas, samosa, the Morris Costa Nostra. Pulling up in Testarossa, we charging the debt, discharging the debt, discharging the debt, we charging the jet. Swipers on deck, ciphers on deck, ciphers on deck, wipers on deck, wipers on deck. My life is on check, my life is on check, my life is on tubes, my life is a Jew, my life is on you, my wife is on two, my wife is on two. I'm going for 3, you know it is me. Bread is the pillar, the jet is my pillar.